We are at London Bridge Recording, just outside of Seattle, Washington. It is a world-renowned studio. Pearl Jam recorded their first record here. It sounds iconic. You've heard it on records, but it also provides an enormous amount of flexibility for drum sounds. I am Don Gunn. I am a recording engineer, mixer, producer, musician, and I'm a drummer.
What's fascinating for me was just seeing the process and understanding the process of recording the samples. Watching Don rehead and tune all those drums, but we played on a lot of great drums. My name is Ben Smith, and I got to play drums this week here at London Bridge Studios in Seattle. I've been a professional drummer for 47 years. I played with Heart for 23 years, played on all their records and did their tours. And then, but before and after, I've done every kind of music, local TV news, jingles to, working with some of the guys in Alice in Chains and different bands on different projects. So everything, blues and funk and R&B and rock and movie gigs. I played drums in Almost Famous and... That was a fun thing, was, tuning drums and thinking about different styles of music for the combinations of drums and cymbals that we used. Because we did completely discrete cymbal setups for, I don't know if we did 4 or 5 different cymbal setups to be used with different kits. So one would lend itself more towards rock, one would lend itself more towards jazz, and so on. But we also used different diameter drums for different kinds of music. We had a couple different sets for jazz that used smaller drums.
The snare on the jazz kit was my personal Blackwood custom drums, copper, 5.5 by 14. Just a perfect combination of dry, super sensitive, and open enough to feel like you're almost sitting in a jazz club and hearing the snare drum come off the stage. Something like a jazz kit where you're imagining it in a small, more intimate acoustic setting, that's going to be much drier, much more kind of in-your-face sounding, versus a metal kit where it needs to be over the top, larger than life, super wide, super long, and just huge and explosive. Trying to attain something akin to the Metallica Black album, when that was recorded, Lars rented in Gretsch drums, and we used a new version of Gretsch's old Broadcasters, and it did that kind of punchy, dry studio sound with really big toms and a huge kick. And then we paired that with a Gretsch bell brass snare drum, and it was really huge. I think we got really close to that sound without having to take 3 weeks to get it. The first kit we did was the Tama Imperial Star from the late 70s. It's a mahogany kit with reinforcement rings. It's a big, warm sound and big sizes. A 24-inch kick, 13-inch rack tom, 16 and 18-inch floor toms, and just a big, punchy, open, perfect rock drum kit sound. And in this room, it lit up. It was really great. something like the heavy rock, you want larger, heavier cymbals, longer decay. Again, that sense of power, like we were trying to achieve with the drum kit. A big bell on the ride cymbal, hats that have long sustain if they're played in a half open or fully open manner.
Interestingly, a lot of metal drummers actually play relatively soft and with a lot of control because they have to play so fast and so accurately.
A humongous sampling session compared to any that I've done prior to this really was fantastic with the attention to detail and the level of depth that we went to try and get as much realism from these samples as possible.